10 minutes away from the school, she turns around to me while still driving and looks me square in the face and says, "Son, if you are lying and you have me waste my time and embarrass myself in front of your principal, I am going to beat you senseless in front of the whole school." So I feel obligated to say up front that this story took place in Jamaica, which means I lost 1,000 Jamaican dollars, not American dollars, which, in case you didn't know, there is a small difference in value between the two. And by small difference, I mean today 1,000 Jamaican dollars is equivalent to 7 American dollars and 89 cents. So, yeah. But at the time of the story, 1,000 Jamaican dollars was worth more like 15 to 20 American dollars, which I get to some people is still not that much money. And yeah, I get that because what's $20, right? Nigga, that's like 2 trips to Chipotle, big fucking deal. But you gotta keep in mind, at the time, I was still in high school in Jamaica. I was like 13 years old. I had no sense at all of what money was worth. I didn't know what a lot of money was. One, partly because I didn't have any. At that age, the most money I probably ever had at one time was like $200. And that was after a really good Christmas and a year of starving myself so that I could save my lunch money. And two, because I grew up with Black Caribbean parents. I heard all the typical that Black parents say to their kids when it comes to money. If I left the lights on in a room, I'd hear, "Hey boy, you better turn off the light, them know come know say nah pay the light bill." If I'd asked to stop at Burger King after school any day except a Friday, I'd hear, "Oh, you want Burger King? Hold on, say you Burger King money." And anytime we were gonna go into a store, my mom would look at me and say, "Christopher, we are about to go into this store. I'm going to get A, B, and C. So don't go walking around looking for something for me to get you because I'm not getting it. In fact, I want you to stay right beside me the whole time. As a matter of fact, don't even touch anything. Don't even look at anything. You know what? Don't even breathe. I swear to God, if you breathe, oh, Father Jesus, help me." I heard it all, my G. So that's why when I lost the 1,000 Jamaican dollars that my mom gave me for lunch money that week at school, I seriously thought that she was going to murder me. And there was no way that she wasn't gonna find out because I lost it on Monday. There was no way that I was gonna make it the whole week with 0 monies. So there I was sitting in my room after school, accepting the fact that the money was gone. And I had to tell my mom. So of course, I now had to decide what it is that I was gonna tell her. I decided that my best option was to tell her the truth. Fast forward a few hours later, my mom's back home from work and I'm standing in her room ready to break the news to her. She's like, "Hey son, how was your day at school?" And then I open my mouth and say, It was terrible." She's like, "Why, what happened?" And then I say, "It was terrible because a guy stole all of my lunch money, mommy." Yes, nigga, I lied, okay, I lied. I didn't have the balls to tell her that I lost the money. So I figured that if I told her that someone took it, she wouldn't be mad at me and we just dropped the issue. Unfortunately, I guess I didn't take into account a very important fact that I stated earlier. I grew up with Black Caribbean parents. So when I told my mom that a dude at school took my lunch money, instead of being all like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you, baby," and just wanting to let it go, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Who took your money?" And even though that's what she said with her mouth, her eyes said, "You are going to show me the good for nothing piece of shit that stole from my baby, and I am going to rip his tongue out through his asshole and feed it to the dogs." I didn't see that coming, partly because I had never been in a situation where I told my mom that someone at school was harassing me. I didn't know she was gonna go full on Revenge of the Sith on me, so she caught a nigga off guard. I was like, "Who?" "Oh, it was this guy. I don't know his name. He was older, like maybe a grade or 2 or 3 grades above me. He was tall, but not not like that tall, and he had like light skin, but he was like really tan, kind of dark, burnt to a crisp really, but you could tell he was naturally light skinned. And he had long black hair, but it was really curly, so it looked short, and he probably stayed in the sun a lot, so it got like kind of brown. I basically described 90% of the entire male population at my school, and just for shits and giggles I threw in a, oh, he had a scar on his face. I think it all happened so fast. I literally invented a nigga in an attempt to not get in trouble. She says to me, tomorrow we are going to go to your school, we are going to go to the principal, you are going to describe the person to her, and then we are going to go class by class until you see the person who took your money. I am going to make him pay for what him do to you. So fast forward to the next morning, and I'm in the car with my mom as we're driving to school. And it was a quiet ride. Me in the back having an internal panic attack as my mom is up front channeling all her chakra as she prepared to destroy some imaginary teenage dude for stealing the money that I lost. We pull up to a stoplight halfway to school, and during the pause, she looks up at the rearview mirror and she and I make eye contact. We lock eyes only briefly, but it was enough for her to peer into the depths of my soul. After a few tense seconds, I break away, but it was too late. I knew that she knew. The light turns green and the journey continues. After a few more minutes of silent driving, my mom calls my name and we lock eyes again in the rearview mirror. And then with a calm but dark tone, she asks, Christopher, did that boy really take your lunch money, or did you lose it? At that moment, my stomach sank into my asshole. I was caught. But instead of coming clean, I doubled down with the lie. I couldn't afford to get in trouble for both lying and losing a week's worth of lunch money. I say to her, no mom, that guy stole my money. She says nothing. The drive continues in deafening silence. 10 minutes away from the school, she turns around to me while still driving and looks me square in the face and says, son, if you are lying and you have me waste my time and embarrass myself in front of your principal, I am going to beat you senseless in front of the whole school. I had never been more scared of my mother than at that moment. I couldn't hold it together any longer. I came clean. I told her everything and I apologized for lying to her. She turns back around and continues to drive, saying nothing. The next thing I know, we pull off to the side of the road. And after a pause, my mom says, get out of the car and take off your belt. I begged, I pleaded, Mom, please. No, don't do this. It's rush hour traffic right now. Without a doubt, someone I know is gonna see you whooping my ass. Get out of the car. I get out, and then my mom did exactly what any black Caribbean mother would do in that situation. She beat my ass for all of the city of Kingston to bear witness. Moral of the story, honesty really is the best policy, especially if you have black Caribbean parents. What's up, fam? It's your boy Young. Don the Sauce God. Today's winner of their very own signed YDSG poster is my man Brandon. Congrats fam, check your DMs for more. If you want a chance to win next week, just go ahead and follow me on Twitter and retweet my pinned tweet. And you know what, follow me anyway, cause you know I'm trying to get to that 10K followers on Twitter, so go support the movement, man. Side note, for those of you who are still waiting on your posters, they're coming. I seriously underestimated the process of getting these posters done how I want them done. I've had to do a couple of reprints just because I was not satisfied with the quality that they came out in the first 2 times. I also just came to New York real short notice, so I had to find a place over here to do it. So by the time you're watching this, what will hopefully be the sauciest batch of posters will be in the printing process and ready for me to pick up in a couple days. Thank y'all for your patience. As always, I want to thank y'all for your love and support. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Next animation drops sometime next week. Don't forget to like and comment down below. I'll be responding to comments for the whole next hour. I love you, and I'll see you again next week.